everyone, welcome back to another video. It's the April vid. We're back. Happy end of Aries season, happy start of Taurus season, happy 27th birthday to me at the beginning of the month, middle of the month. And wow, it's just so crazy. I posted a video on Book Talk / posted on my Bookstagram of like 27 books I've loved. And it's crazy because I posted one last year of 26 books like I loved at this age. And it's changed immensely. Like there was a lot of Frida McFadden on there last year, and even some Colleen Hoover, which you will not catch on my list at 27 years old. So cheers. So today I'm going to be talking about books I read in April / May spring hopefuls, because you know me, we're not sticking to a TBR, but like I want to read these books so bad. Okay, so I left March on spring break, so I'm like, I'm gonna read 100 books. I have hardly been reading this year. It's just been so busy. Like I finished up a psych course I was taking, and it was just kind of like, okay, now is my time to shine. I'm gonna read. I went to visit my friend and her baby, and I just thought we'd be like lounging with the baby, and like I would just be like reading the whole time. But God no, like I had to take a nap. I'm like, I don't know how you moms do it. I hardly get any reading done, and it's not even fully the fault of that, because I did lay down with that book at night, but like my phone level was 100. I was reading Love Mom, so I went into April reading Love Mom, and I expected it to be like this new it thriller, just like I remember feeling about The Housemaid. Like everyone's talking about this. I'm seeing 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars on Goodreads. You guys, I had to DNF it. Like I really truly tried, but I'm putting it out there with like YA thrillers. Like the way it was written, I'm just like, this main character is super annoying. She's like a teenager, but like a major like a stand for filming. Like I have a stack of books on this tiny little stand. Yeah, that was a DNF. I'm like, I'm not doing this to myself. I made a goal. I'm DNFing books if I don't like them, and like this book is like killing me. I'm like, I can do this, I can do this. No, there's just no point. So I listened to the audiobook Attached, and it's just basically the science of adult attachment styles, and it's like the new kind of version and thoughts of it. And one, because when I read it at the time, like I was like very much single, and I'm just like, how can I go and better myself for the future in relationships? I want to learn more about like my attachment style and what I need to do, and more about, I guess, like just trying to like reflect on my own attachment style and like how that's affected my past and present, and how it may affect my future relationships. And overall it was very textbooky, but it's like good information to know, so like I don't regret listening to it. I listened to a lot of my nonfiction books. The next book I listened to was The Anxious Generation, and I am not joking. If you are a mom, a dad, a parent, if you have a child in your life, if you're an aunt, a grandparent, a godparent, a teacher, a psychologist, if you're anyone who has some sort of relationship with a child in your life, or if you plan to have children one day, read this book. It's actually insane. So I grew up right in the midst of that. Like I am just like the end of Gen Z. I'm like the end of millennials and the very beginning of Gen Z. So I'm like grew up right when technology was coming out. So I still had a childhood, but then my like teenage years / like middle school years were completely like, it was a lot of technology. But again, it's not like it is now with like the filters and the TikTok and the Snapchat. Like it's a lot different. So it really just kind of went to show how development is affected and how it has caused all these children and like early adolescents to grow up depressed and anxious and mental health issues. And yeah, it's really just contributed a lot of negativity. It makes me extremely like worried to become a parent one day, because how am I supposed to tell my child when like even my second graders have all these tablets and social media, and then how am I supposed to tell my future child like, sorry, you can't have a phone until you're like 13, which they didn't even recommend. They said 16 earliest, and they're like 18 would be the most ideal age for someone to start having a phone and like going on social media. So how do I tell my child that, like knowing it's in their best interest, but then everyone around them has a phone? It was very eye-opening, but like this is a situation where like parents, future parents, who knows if I'll be a parent one day, but like we're all in this together. It takes a village. Okay, the next book I finished was the Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. This is my first book by her, and I thought it was cutesy, I thought it was fun, it was easy, but like it was just like the typical like cheesy. I didn't really like feel too much. Like I love when a romance book makes me want to, like, my heart feels like ripped apart but then like put back together at the same time because it has all the emotions. And this was like, obviously there was trauma involved in it. It played a part, but like that I was pretty invested in. Like I love the trauma aspect of it, but like it was pretty okay to me. Like I rated this one a 3.5. So it was like not bad, not amazing. It was just like good, average, fun, cute. The next book I read, so that was for my book club. You guys, I'm getting so overwhelmed with book club books. Like I'm like, I need to like quit a book club. Not actually. The next book I read was The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager, and this was for my other book club. And honestly, if I could never read, even prior to this, someone was like, you could never read a Riley Sager book in your life, I would be like, okay, and I didn't really want to anyways. Like after The Only One Left literally scarred me, I have like no interest. He's like let me down time and time and time and time and time again. And this book was like fine, but it was just like I didn't really care. It was just like your typical like whodunit. So I didn't really have like a huge interest in it. I won't probably ever really think about it again. Like it's just gonna get jumbled into my brain with the rest of the books I don't really care about. With that being said, I started Wonderland by Jennifer Hillier a couple days ago, and that's for my Fable book club. So like I need to get on that. I need to start just like crushing those book club books at the beginning of the month so I can like finally start reading books that I want to read, because like there's so many books that I want to read, but I feel like I'm just like so busy and tired that I'm just like consumed with my book club books, and it just like doesn't make reading as enjoyable as it used to be. So like love being a part of the like book club community, but I'm just like, whew. Like Love Mom was our Fable pick, and like for Fable this month for May, I put on like Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney and like Razorblade Tears, and like Razorblade Tears, like I just know it's gonna be good, but I'm like, can we please pick a good book this month? Oh my god. And so yeah, I started Wonderland. No Jennifer Hillier book has been like wow to me. Like Little Secrets was good, Jar of Hearts was meh, and now I'm hoping this one will be better, but now I just don't know. I've seen very like iffy reviews on it now, and I'm like, oh. So I'm a little like worried about that, but if we're gonna DNF, we can DNF. It's allowed. I also started today Men Who Hate Women, and oh my goodness, it is so crazy. And like I think maybe I've been living under a rock, which I hate to say that because like I feel like I'm pretty well like read and educated. Like I'm a teacher, I listen to a ton of podcasts, I read articles, I'm like up to date on social media, I read a lot of books including nonfiction. But when I told my sister that like I watched Adolescence, and I didn't realize, like I didn't know blue pill, red pill, all these terms, I didn't know that all these terms were like real things, like incel. She's like, really? And I'm like, no, literally I had to Google them. I thought it was just part of the show. So this book basically just talks, like I'm only like an hour in, I'm listening to it, and it has drawn me in, and it's like hooked me, and it's like really like disturbing. The community of men that are incels, and that's the only part kind of we're at right now, who like literally hate women and like just want to degrade them and think we are the scum of the earth. And it's just going to keep being more interesting. Like I said to my sister, who recommended it to me, and she hasn't read it yet, but just like with everything going on in the world, it's just like one of those books that's like, I'm gonna read that, I'm gonna pick that up and try to educate myself. And like, if again, going back to like the having kids thing, not knowing like what's in store for the future, my future, but like if I do have sons one day, like I hope to be able to educate them. I hope to be able, I don't even know, it's like very hard to grasp this subject. I hope to be able to like help them and help them understand the world a bit better and be there for them and I mean, as I read this book, like, I hope it kind of gives me some insight on what can we do for the upcoming generations of boys in the world to prevent this hatred against women. And it doesn't just affect, like, as the book says, it doesn't just affect women, it affects everyone, because not all men are like that, which we know, but there is many men's this incel community and whatever else who just fully think that women should just be baby makers and laws should be changed so that they could just fully degrade women, and we are like literally just bodies with no feelings to them. It's just mind-blowing and disgusting, and you just sometimes just feel so blinded. Like, I live such a privileged life, I feel very blinded to some of these real world issues and problems that are happening. And I was at the gym today and I just look around and I'm like, wonder if there's anyone like that here. They're walking among us. I'm like, where? And it's just scary and it's terrifying. And as a woman, it's even worse. Let's protect the future generations of men in the world. I don't know how, but I hope to educate myself further to try to find out some ways to help. Going into the spring, also I've been reading this forever now, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Obviously, like, I just discovered her and her podcast a couple months ago, and then at that exact time she's promoting her new book, The Let Them, and I'm so into this theory. I'm a person who doesn't let them. I let them. I don't just let them and let me. I don't let them just like do their thing. I let it bother me. I let the situation. I don't let it. I sit and I ponder it and I stir and I unfollow people and I get angry and I let it build up inside me. So I felt this would be a really good book for me. Obviously, it's like a huge thing right now. And so, yeah, I'm not very far. But so far, so good. Like, I love her podcast and I love her advice. So I hope this book brings me the same type of joy and lessons that I get from her pod. Okay, so I have three huge spring hopefuls. Number one is I got sent this book, and I love My Husband by Maud Ventura, but this is Make Me Famous, so I'm super excited for it. Thank you to Harper Via who sent me this book. I got another copy upstairs that is not as beautiful as this one because it was kind of just like in the works. And now I'm like have the final copy in my hands and I'm so excited and I cannot wait to read it. So that is going to be in May, whether I like it or not. And for my book club, I'm actually probably going to read this one next before this one. Obviously, I picked this up on Pub Day. Happy Pub Day, Emily Henry. I'm such a Emily Henry stan now. After reading Happy Place and then I read Funny Story right after, like, I'm just like obsessed. Not a huge fan of her earlier books. I kind of just like the type of writing style she's been doing as of recently. I hope this one is just as good as the last two. And I'm super excited for it, and I'm super excited for it for my like in-person book club with the group of girls that I meet with every month. And then finally, the last book that I am super excited to read, which I mentioned earlier, is Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. And I've heard nothing but amazing things about his book, especially this one. So I'm reading it whether my Fable book club picks it or not. And so I'll obviously have to read whatever they pick too. But I'm reading Razorblade Tears because I'm super excited about it. It just kind of seems like crazy, life-changing. One of those books that's going to be like a 6-star read, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm super excited for that. I'm going to practice being more mindful with my time. I've been scrolling a lot. Then it's crazy because I read The Anxious Generation. It's about scrolling and being on phone and being on social media, but sometimes I also don't feel like I scroll enough. Like, I want to engage. I want to see what's up in the book community on Book Talk and Bookstagram, and sometimes I just don't feel like I engage and scroll enough. So I'm also have like that, and then I'm sitting there being like, oh my god, I gotta do that. I just like check emails and respond to this and do that, and like all these things that consume me on my phone, and then all of a sudden it's been like 2 hours that I've just been sitting on my phone instead of staring at my Kindle, which I'd rather do anyway. So I'm just going to be more mindful of my time when it comes to reading, because reading is a form of my self-care. Like, I totally do not feel like myself when I'm not reading. I am in such a good place in my life right now though, and so now I just need to incorporate reading into it and I am just going to make more of a conscious effort to do that and put my phone down, because once you just put your phone down and like 5 minutes goes by, all of a sudden like it's easy to just like be reading and not stop. So I'm also an anxious person, because if I'm thinking of something I need to do on my phone, like it's very hard for me to focus on anything else if there's something I need to be doing. So well, I hope everyone has a fabulous month reading in May. We are going to read those books. We're going to scroll a little bit less, and we're going to read such amazing books in May. It's going to be better than April, at least I hope for myself. And I can't wait to talk to you guys for next month's video. Bye!